After moving heaven and earth to secure the #3 pick in the draft, the Titans chose me to come in as the day one starter and take over this franchise. And here in my NFL debut, I'm going to face off against a veteran quarterback in Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Taking the snap here in the gun on 1st and 10, great protection up front, delivering a straight up dot to a wide open Chris Moore. Coming into the league, I thought I would be advised to not take off and run with the ball as much, but it's been a complete opposite. My coaches actually encourage it when things aren't looking right up the field. And after hearing that, I'm like, say less. Play action boot, running to my left, outrunning a DN, diving into the end zone for my first NFL career touchdown. And with every route on the field going to my left, the right side of the field just seems to be vacant. I'm gonna take advantage of it, peeling off, picking up the first down and some. I got NFL DBs looking silly out here. Crazy enough, even though I balled out in college, exceeded all expectations, won the Heisman Trophy, the whole nine, some scouts and anonymous coaches still found a way to downplay my skill set coming into the draft. I mean, I heard it all. My arm talent went and transferred to the league. I wasn't smart enough to read an NFL defense. Some even felt like I was mistake prone, and by the time I finished my rookie season, I'd have at least 20 picks. So yeah, I was a third pick in the draft, and that usually comes with a lot of pressure to play well, but now I've developed somewhat of a chip on my shoulder, and I'm out to prove everybody who doubted me wrong. Now here in the fourth quarter, damn near backed up into our own end zone with the biggest hole in front of me leading down the middle of the field. I'm taking off, picking up the first, and sliding down before I take a hit from the Honey Badger. Taking the snap in the center, rolling out to my right. I'm thinking about taking off, but instead on the move, a straight up dot to my boy Traylon Burks, picking up the first and some, and he picked up a flag on the play. Trying to seal this game up, making our way downfield here on 2nd and 12, play action coming to my right a bit. I got my tight end Okonkwo on the sideline for an amazing catch and a touchdown. And my NFL debut couldn't have gone any better. Over 230 through the air with 2 touchdowns, a $152 on the ground with another. I went crazy. I think it's safe to say I've arrived. Not gonna lie, the entire first quarter, I couldn't make nothing shake against this Chargers defense, but me and my boy Trey Burke, we gonna kick this second quarter off the right way with a bang, touchdown. We're still trailing by 10, and this defense is not letting up, but I won't fold. I refuse to. Rolling out to my right at straight up diamond to my boy Trey B. We got a great connection. 1.5 yards from making our way into the end zone, play action, rolling out. I got my dominant tight end Okonkwo for the touchdown. Our score goes up. Chargers go down to score again. Games like this, an uphill battle from start to finish, are what defines your career. How well can I fight under pressure? And in times like this, when we need our true playmakers to show up and pop out, they do exactly that. I got my boy D-Hop with an amazing catch to put us in the red zone. And yeah, the Chargers may have won that first half, hands down, but the second is ours. Chris Moore for the touchdown. Let's go. We got a chance to put the ball in the end zone, take a 1-point lead. Now I finally figured out this defense. I'm moving the ball up the field, no problem. On the 12-yard line, in the gun, I take the snap, and right in front of me, I see a huge hole and opportunity. I take off, and from damn near 5 yards out, I'm diving into the end zone for the touchdown. We take the lead, and with no hesitation, the Chargers take that lead right back. Now I have to take my guys and fight 73 yards up the field to at least have a chance at tying this game up. And just like that, with 23 seconds to spare, we're on the 2. From the gun, I take the snap. Wide open is Chris Moore. Busted coverage. We got a touchdown and a tie game on our hands. Instead of kicking the easy field goal, we went for 2. Put Derrick Henry in the Wildcat, thinking he was just going to bulldoze his way in. That Chargers defense was not having it. And just like that, we take a 1-point loss. At home, we could have been in overtime. But trust, we're going to win this week. Nothing is on my mind here in a packed out Brown Stadium other than win this game, dominate. Back in college, anytime I would scramble, I would drop my shoulder against any and everybody, deliver the punishment myself. But here in the league, these boys hitting a little different. I'm sliding with no hesitation. On the goal line here on 1st and goal, and when you have the most feared running back in the entire league on your team, it makes the read option so much fun. A free walk-in, or should I say dive-in touchdown. Second and pretty long play action boot away from Myles Garrett, thrown on the run just before I'm about to get hit, a straight up dime picking up the first. We got to convert here on 3rd down. I got my dog open in the flats, but I'm gonna do this on myself. Damn near shaking Denzel Ward out his shoes, picking up the first and some. Now here on the 4-yard line, empty gun look, all my guys split wide, and yet again my offensive line going crazy with the blocking up front. Nothing but a big hole and opportunity, touchdown. I've been destroying this defense all day with my legs. Now it's time to sit back, deliver some dots, put the cherry on top, and carve them up through the air. Play action from the gun. Everything is clean up front, but I'm still taking out to my left. And me and my boy Trey so synced up, we make great plays like this look scripted. Under center, taking the snap, and you gotta love these PA boots. While everybody in the stadium thought I was gonna run, easy dime to my boy 85. And in dominating fashion, we straight up buried the Browns. But I have nothing but respect and love for their organization. A lot of great guys and players on this team. They got a pretty good group moving forward. Leading up to this game this week against Cincy, all I've heard this entire week was I won't be able to compete with Joe Burrow. He's gonna completely outplay me. And I just sat back and thought to myself, Challenge accepted. Got the snap from the gun here on 1st and 10, and while everything upfield is sewn up, that right side of the field is just screaming, calling my name, wide open real estate, taking off, picking up 37 on the play. We on the 4. Play action might have saved me from getting destroyed by 2 linebackers coming in unblocked, but on the run, a straight dot to my dog D-Hop for the touchdown. We strike first. Even though the media has made this game personal for me, I let the entire team know, especially our defense, this ain't a regular game. We have to protect home turf. But with all the firepower that the Bengals have in their offense between Higgins, Boyd, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow himself, Joe Mixon, that's a lot. That's a huge ask for my defense, but I believe in my guy. Now from the gun, here on the 9, taking the snap, and right in front of me, I see nothing but space and opportunity. Taking off, leaping my way into the end zone untouched. I'm applying nothing but straight pressure today. Back in college, I would always scramble. You couldn't pay me to sit in the pocket and deliver downs, but now that I do get paid the big bucks to throw the ball from the pocket, I'm gonna sit here comfortably. I got trust in my O-line. Now down here on the 1, from the gun with 3 receivers split wide to my left, I completely misread the read option, but a poor tackle attempt and little to no effort from a cornerback, I'm in the end zone doing a stanky leg. Coming into the league, I knew these defenses would be unlike anything I've ever seen in college. I got to get rid of the ball quick. I revamped my throwing motion. Now I get rid of the ball in the blink of an eye, just a straight up flick, effortless. It's 3rd and goal, taking a snap from the empty gun, rolling out to my right, giving the illusion that I'm gonna walk this one in myself. This corner draws down, leaves Trey wide open in the end zone. Now here in the 4th quarter, the Bengals actually went down and scored, but it won't do them no good. I'm on a mission to straight up destroy, dismantle, embarrass their defense. They're gonna be talking about this run all week. I just pulled off something crazy. And to put these boys down officially for the count, play action boot to my right, you know what time it is. Now down here in Indy against a very talented defensive front, and I'm matching up against fellow rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson, a matchup everybody's been talking about and looking forward to. Taking a snap here on 3rd and 2, very comfortable, but a clean pocket allows me to deliver dots like this to my boy Okonkwo for the tub. This time around, we're backed all the way up into the shade. With a lot of pressure coming in from my right, I thought about bailing, but instead I step up in the pocket, deliver a straight dime up the field, 74 yards to the crib, TB for the touchdown. Our defense went and got another great stop. Now with another chance to get down here into the end zone, I'm going to pick apart this defense every way possible. 2nd and extremely long, dropping back deep. And who do I have upfield? My number 1 guy. And when it's all said and done, me and Trey might emerge as the breakout duo of the season. We keep balling like this. And when you straight up destroy your defense, just carve them up the way that we do, it makes easy work for your running back. Good thing we have not only a running back, the running back. King Henry walks this one in himself. Now here in the 4th quarter, this is when you got to channel your inner beast and really turn things up a notch. Whether you got a lead or not, rolling out to my right, I get back deep, and I'm glad I did. This would have been an ugly sack, but instead I'm delivering a dot. At this point, dominance is a standard for both sides of the ball. We stepped up and played a complete game as a team, and we're probably going to walk out of Indy in blowout fashion. My stats so far through 6 games are going crazy. Over 1,000 through the air, 11 touchdowns, 2 measly picks, and on the ground, nearly 500 with another 7. Starting off this season hot. Today, we face off against one of the toughest defenses we'll go against all season, but personally, I get to go head to head with a quarterback I've looked up to all throughout high school and college, modeled my game after. Down 10-0, being shut out damn near an entire first half. I gotta make something shake. This defense right here, a real test. Do or die situation, 4 guys split wide, empty gun to try to spread his defense out a bit, and it works out to perfection. Walk-in touchdown, we scored before the half. One of my missions and overall goals as a quarterback in this league and a future captain, leader of this team is to never play a bad football game. One bad half is one thing, but the second, we gotta own it. A little RPO action here on 1st and 10, and with these boys coming in full steam ahead, it's an easy swing out to my boy Chris Moore, picking up the 1st down. It's still early in the season and my career, but I'm starting to develop a really good sense for the game, knowing who and what to look for in certain situations. And in short distance, my tight end is starting to become my go-to. With us having the lead here in the 4th quarter, we gotta step up, execute, and finish this game. We all know Lamar is known for stepping up in these big moments, and I want to do the same and some. Dropping back here on 2nd and 5, I've been showing this defense that I'm a real threat with my arm, and I finally catch them slipping, taking out to my left, up the field, full sprint. I pick up 40 plus on the play. We got red zone action. We got an empty gun look here on 3rd and goal on the 1-yard line with a chance to put this game away. And who else rolling out to my right am I going to find? My number 1 guy when it comes to these situations, Big Okonkwo for the touchdown. A statement game, a statement win, putting the league on notice that I can compete with any quarterback in the league and against the best defenses in the league as well. Backed up on our own 12-yard line here on 3rd and 4, I'm going to take off to my right, pick the 1st up myself, and toss a defender in the process. After outplaying 2 of the best young quarterbacks in the entire NFL, a lot of the haters and naysayers to start the season are starting to go back on their words. Everything they said I couldn't do, I'm doing it at an elite level. I have the most touchdowns of any player in the entire league, and amongst quarterbacks, I have the least amount of picks. But we're still just under halfway through the season. I still have so much more football to play, so much more to prove, and I know they're waiting for me to slip up. I'm going to do everything I can to help myself and this team get better. We got to continue on this pace. 2 whole quarters without touching the end zone. So far, this defense has had our number, but this second half, we got to turn it up, especially in front of a home crowd. With the third quarter coming to an end, now it's time to really turn things up. We got to just take what the defense give us. I've been looking for the big play all game, and my guys upfield just can't get open. Probably not a surprise to the defense, but here on 1st and 10, we're going to run the ball, and from the 14, read option, do a great job selling the handoff around the edge into the end zone for the touchdown. We now have the lead. For anybody who's followed me through college, they all know in that 4th quarter, I go into a completely different mode. Execution at an all-time high. This is where I shine. 2nd and goal on the 3 from the gun. They're sending the house at me, but with nobody to guard my number 1 red zone threat, that's a foolish act. We could kick the field goal and just take a knee, whatever, and get this game over with, but instead, we're going to put another one up. There's not a team in this league who's going to hold us under 20 points this season. Today, I got to deal with a ferocious Steelers defense. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward up front, Minkah Fitzpatrick, an old but much respected Pat Pete on the back end. But one thing about it, when the level of competition rises, so does my play. And we're on the road, yeah, these are my favorite type of games. Been trying to establish a connection with all my guys, whether you're a starter, 4th guy on the depth chart, it does not matter. But a name you haven't heard or seen much this season so far, Josh Reynolds, with a huge catch and run for a touchdown. With only a 4-point lead here early in the 2nd quarter, taking the snap back here in the gun, dropping back to my right. I got Cam Hayward trying to come in and get his first sack of the game, but instead I'm off 1 foot and find my boy Trey B up the field. Another 2nd down situation. Everything upfield is sewn up, so I'm taking off to my right. With Cam Hayward on my trail, I got Minkah coming in from an angle. We just collide. He makes the touchdown saving play. Read option in the red zone. They're going to bite every single time. It never fails. Skipping my way into the end zone, untouched for the touchdown. We further our lead. These last couple of weeks, I've been hanging out in the pocket, delivering dimes out here playing like I'm prime Brady, but today I'm reminding these boys I'm a true dual threat. I can get it done either way. I'm not sure what it is, but we play so much better when we're on the road. If we can be this efficient at home, I don't see us losing another game. 2nd and goal from the 3, and I'm pretty sure I fooled nobody with this play action. But rolling out to my right or walk-in touchdown, I'll take that any day. The very definition, the epitome of what a dual threat quarterback is. Over 200 yards through the air with 2 touchdowns, a $120 on the ground with another 2, that's 4 total. That's how you ball. And this week against the Bucs, it don't get no easier. A really solid defense. They might not have Brady on the offensive side, but this is still not a team I'm gonna sleep on. Their secondary, solid, but this defensive front is pretty insane. So I got to get it done any way I possibly can. Taking off here on 1st and 10, picking up the first and some. We got to make our way down the field. A must get it done 3rd and 9 situation. Taking this snap in the gun. I'm looking for trailing across the middle, but instead I'm throwing a terrible pick. Yet another game with a scoreless first half. And that dog that usually comes out of me late in the 4th quarter has to make an appearance early here in the 3rd. I can't fold under the pressure. Play action here from the gun on 1st and 10. They're dropping back in coverage, but when I need a big play, I know I can call on Trey. Big 16 for the touchdown. We up now. Trying to pick apart this defense is difficult. They don't have any weaknesses anywhere. Up front, linebackers, secondary, but they do make mistakes. They're not perfect. I just have to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. Playing these bad halves of football are going to kill us slowly in the end, especially against some of these more high-powered offenses. As much as I trust our defense, we got to step up and produce as well. Yet another crucial 3rd down situation. Taking the snap in the gun, dropping back, and I bail out of the pocket just a little bit too early with the DN in my face off 1 foot. They're going to be playing this play on ESPN all week long. Defense do a fantastic job holding Tampa to only 3. Now with a chance to actually seal this game off, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to move the chains. Tampa's had the run game on lock all game, but here on 1st and 10, 28 yards out, King Henry got something to say about that. All the way to the crib, we put the Bucs down. This week, I go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with yet another young, talented quarterback in this league who gets a lot of love and praise, which he actually should. I take every single game I've ever played personal, but when I'm up against a guy they said I wouldn't be better than and my career couldn't even compare to his down the road, I take it to a whole nother level. 1st and 10, taking a snap from the gun, and who would have thought Derrick Henry would be so explosive catching the ball out of the backfield? He does a great job getting in the open space, making catches. He does it all. Down here in the red zone, we got a little PA boot action, rolling out to my right in a full sprint. I got my dog, D-Hop for the touchdown. 2nd and long from the gun, I get blasted trying to deliver this ball, but it gets where it needs to be on time with accuracy. Empty gun look with 5 receivers split wide. Nobody's open, no problem. I avoid the sack, get upfield, get the first down, and I slide. We got a pretty solid lead coming into the 2nd half, but I want to do a little more, turn things up a notch, demoralize this team. 1st and 10 to my right, I have nothing but space and opportunity, but I got my guy upfield, and he got some space. I want to give him a chance to make a big play. 3rd and goal in the gun on the 2-yard line, and the only guy I know in the league who's this open, this consistently, and these type of situations, my tight end Okonkwo is a dog. It's the end of the third quarter and this game is a straight up blowout. This crowd is packed out, but they're quiet, but our foot is still in the gas. We got to finish these boys off. To my right, I got my guys in that bunch formation, which will always create confusion. And upfield in the end zone, I got my dog D-Hop, who this season I feel like he'll prove that he's still one of the best receivers in the league. Hands down my most consistent game through the air I've ever played in my life. Only two incompletions throughout the whole day, and on the ground I did what I always do. Back at the crib this week against a defense that you really cannot sleep on. One of the more underrated teams in the league. Offensively, they don't have as much firepower, but you cannot sleep on these guys. A lot of people are confused on why I roll out so much with a clean pocket. With every route on the field coming to my right side, I'm going to go there. It makes it a lot easier to deliver dots on the run for my guys and make bigger plays. And when I'm already rolling out to my left or right side and I have that type of momentum, it makes it a lot easier for me to take off for the run and walk in for a touchdown. High stepping my way in here on 1st and goal. But don't get it twisted. I can hang out in the pocket and throw dimes all day if I wanted to. I trust my O-line here in the league way more than I did any time in college. And like I said to begin with, this defense is nothing to be played with. A tie game at 7-7 in the 4th quarter, hands down our slowest day offensively we've had all season. But after taking our first L earlier this season at home, I told myself we'll never lose another home game, and I'm gonna hold myself to that. 1st and goal from the 7, taking the snap under center, rolling out to my right, D tackle on my trail, but I feel no pressure. D hop in the back of the end zone for the win. And crazy enough, Carolina actually went down to score, but they made the same mistake we made earlier this season by going for 2. Defense held up. That's a dub. Empty gun look, I'm standing on my own goal line, taking the snap, backing up into my own end zone, delivering a dime across the middle. 2nd and very long, dropping back in the gun, connecting with who I would say is my #1 receiver, and to everyone's surprise, including myself, isn't D-Hop, but Traylon Burke. 1st and 10, down here in the red zone. The big boys up front came to get me on this one, but as I get hit, delivering a strike to my tight end too. A tie game here to start the 2nd quarter, throwing this ball right over the linebacker's head. If I didn't throw it as quick as I did, this probably would have been a pick. He always gets it done in short distance, but even here, across the middle, catch and run, picking a big yardage. I got one of the most explosive tight ends in the league right now. Surprisingly, here on 2nd and 9, my tight end 1 is actually blocking, but my tight end 2 running a filthy corner route, making a great catch, keeping both of his feet in bounds. We take the lead. Defense went and got a crucial stop. Just under 2 minutes left here in the 1st half. We got a chance to go increase our lead even more to really take over this game. So far this season, we've gotten so much better when it comes to clock management, picking apart the defense, taking what they give us, getting out of bounds when we need to, just better across the board, and catching the defense by complete surprise, a screen to DH, who's going to walk into the end zone untouched. 21-7 going into the 2nd half. Offensively, we get so much credit on how well we're playing this season, but our defense don't get nowhere near enough love. They're playing and competing on an entirely different level. Empty gun look here on 3rd and long, trying our best to keep the drive alive. We're going to pick up the 1st down after I squeeze this ball into an insanely tight window. A pivoting 3rd and goal situation. A clean pocket nonetheless, but I bail out a little early, making this throw way more difficult than it had to be. But once again, my tight end to the rescue, a dot in the end zone. For the 2nd time this season, I go head to head with fellow rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson, and for the 2nd consecutive time, I think it's safe to say on the ground and through the air, I win this matchup. Our defense has been phenomenal so far this season, but this week, the most explosive offense in the entire NFL is going to be a real challenge. A challenge for our defense, definitely, but offensively, it's a challenge for us as well. If they turn up the heat and they really start scoring and moving that ball, we got to match everything they do, if not better, to win this game. 2nd and goal, the second I see this safety blitz be picked up by one of my big guys up front, I knew it was safe for me to roll out and deliver a straight up dot to my boy Josh Reynolds. Defense went and got a great stop. Now with a chance to make our way up the field and get into the end zone and take the lead, my boy Josh Reynolds came to play today. I don't know how, but did I forget to mention that we're going against one of the better cornerback duos in the league in Ramsey and Howard? Let's go for the touchdown. Some 3rd and 5 action. Nobody open, no problem. Taking off, I barely get the edge on these defenders, but when I do, kicking up straight dirt, picking up over 30 yards on this play. Let's get it. If I had $1 for every time I ran a play action boot, I'd be making double my rookie salary. But can you blame us? The execution is just perfect. And now that we've made our way down to the red zone on the 5-yard line, I'm gonna hand it off to the king, who's gonna cut it back behind this block and walk it in for the touchdown. And our defense continues to impress, putting us in some fantastic field positioning right back on the 4, and once again, PA boot for the win. We got Houston at the crib, but here on 2nd and 7, I got a few options upfield, but instead, I'm going to take advantage of this free real estate I got to my right, picking up the 1st down. From the gun, sitting comfortably in the pocket, nothing but time, and my guys are getting open in a timely manner. If we can keep this up, today's going to be fantastic. It's 3rd and goal from the gun. The second I spot D-Hop wide open, the cornerback blitz takes me by surprise. I got to tuck this one to avoid a fumble. A pretty ugly 1st quarter, but we're looking here to come out in the 2nd and play better football, and I personally have to get rid of the ball in a timely manner. With this type of blocking up front, I can take a nap in the pocket, get up up and throw the ball whenever I feel like it. We pick up the first down here on 3rd and 8. Red zone action, down here on the 10. Usually in these type of situations, the read option will be my best friend, but these play action boots just does not fail. I haven't been taking off with the ball as much lately. I've been trying to establish myself as a true thrower of the football here in the league, but when I do take off, it makes it a lot easier. It catches everybody by surprise. It's 1st and goal. I'm thinking about taking off. I see an insane block up front, but I second guess myself. I turn around, run back out, and on the move, a diving catch from my #1 receiver. That was a nasty ESPN top 5, top #1 play of the week. If I'm being honest though, this Texas defense has been solid all day. We haven't put up as many points through 3 quarters as we usually do, but we're gonna move that ball nonetheless. And a promise I'm about to keep, at least to myself, no team, no defense more specifically, would keep us from scoring at least 20 points this season, and DH right here on 1st and 10 made sure of that. Seattle came in our house this week, scored the first touchdown. I don't like that at all. Then they got some studs on that back end. We got to be careful and execute flawlessly this week. But a bonus factor with how well my offensive line has been playing is going to give me and all of my weapons time to let plays develop, and we can really execute things to the best of our ability. And just like that, we marched our way down the field, down here on the 7, hanging out back in the pocket, chilling, having a good old time, marvelous time by myself, delivering a dot to D-Hop in the end zone for the touchdown. A pretty rough quarter 2, scoreless on our end. Seattle has the lead, but now it's time to turn it up a notch. Second half play, we got to go crazy. I might even have to gamble a bit and test that secondary. From the gun here on 1st and 10, dropping back way too deep. Somehow I evade the sack and on the run, delivering a perfect dot to pick up the first down. Play action from the gun. I sold this one so well, it might have saved me from getting a sack. Rolling out to my right, dotting my main man for the touchdown. It's a tie game here late in the 3rd. Now it's time for me to step up and do what I'm supposed to do if I want to be a great quarterback in this league. Put my team on my back, march our way down the field, and take this lead. Under 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, back in the red zone on 1st and goal, dropping back with plenty of time to let these routes develop, putting a little extra mustard on this ball, but that's no problem for my dog Josh Reynolds. We take the lead. That back end of the 3rd, now coming into the 4th quarter, our defense decided to completely shut down Seattle's offense. Now it's time for us to do what we do best. And one of my favorite sayings ever in the history of sayings, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. PABOOT for the WIN. Today, a showdown with a veteran quarterback who I have much love and respect for. Shout out to Geno, but the rookie came in the ball. We just played the Texans a few weeks ago at the crib. This time around, we're in Houston. There's no better way to start a game than to connect with your #1 receiver. He takes this one 83 yards, catch and run to the crib. That's how you start a game. But to my surprise, the Texans answer right back with a touchdown drive of their own. And honestly, it's kind of crazy. It's beautiful actually to see the love that CJ Stroud is getting from this home crowd. That's what's up. 2nd and 6 from the gun, and they only rush 4. That's my cue to take off and chew up some of this free real estate, picking up the first and way more. 2nd and 10, play action, rolling out to my right. I don't see Stingley until it's a little too late, but it doesn't matter. I rifle this ball in there, and Trey picks up his 2nd touchdown of the 1st quarter. Damn near backed up into our own end zone, and on the run to my right, a receiver nobody expected to be this far afield, Derrick Henry, up the sideline using his wheels to go 93 yards to the crib. We applying that real pressure here in the 1st half. And here in the 2nd half, we plan on doing more of the same. Chewing up that field, getting to the end zone, putting points on the board, and our defense getting fantastic stops, holding up strong. And after straight up tearing these boys apart through the air the 1st half, here in the 2nd, it's going to make it like taking candy from a baby. Too easy. Walking in 16 yards out untouched. And crazy enough, our first matchup this season was a lot different from this a couple of weeks ago. They're here at the crib, and it's a packed out stadium, but you can tell by the way it sounds. We've been ripping this secondary to shreds through the air. So much so to the point where I look up and I have so much green grass in front of me. I feel like a lion in the wild. I really can't believe it. And to cap off an already amazing drive, my scrambling mission continues. I barely get the ball over the goal line, but that's a touchdown. Shout out to CJ Stroud, my fellow rookie who's going to be great in this league for years to come. But once again, I outplayed the competition and put up monstrous numbers in the process. For the 2nd time this season, T-Law and them Jags then came to town. They ain't come to play around. They struck first. During film study, sometimes I just sit back and admire my throwing motion. The stroke that I have of the ball is unlike anything you've seen in the league recently. It's just absolutely beautiful, quick, so smooth. It's like butter, and delivering strikes on the run makes it even better. Touchdown, we tie this game up. Going into the 2nd half without the lead is not an option. And who made this insane diving catch here on 2nd and 10, I couldn't tell you. But all that matters is my guys in here making plays right now. And from the 9, under center here on 2nd and goal, rolling out to my left, skipping my way into the end zone like it ain't a DB right in front of me ready to knock my head off, but it don't matter. Touchdown. Now here with prime field positioning with an opportunity to extend our lead past 4 points with a great catch right here picking up the 1st down. Anytime a defense only rushes 4 and they don't have a QB spy, it's like self-sabotage. And I hit these boys with the OBJ long jump into the end zone for the TD. But one thing about it, them Jags ain't going away quietly, but our defense, we know they're going to hold up here in the 4th quarter because that's just what they do, and we're going to do what we do on the offensive side to the fullest potential. We're going to put points on that board to put a cap on this one. We finished the regular season with the #1 record in the entire NFL, sitting at 16-1. In my playoff debut, everyone's excited for it, but me, it's time to lock in. For the next few weeks, I'm missing 2 of my biggest playmakers on offense, and from what I've seen in the media, they're already counting us out. But all the hate and the doubt ain't doing nothing but adding fuel to the fire. My playoff debut at home, you think I'm finna just fold? Tuck my tail? No, sir. Not gonna lie, that first quarter was rough, but you gotta think this is my first game all season without all my playmakers split wide. But it's okay, it's just an adjustment period. And even without D-Hop and my favorite red zone target in the Concord, I'm gonna find some way to get it done, some way, somehow, skipping my way in to tie this game up here in a second. And with those guys being out, all that means is it gives opportunity for other guys on the depth chart to step up and make plays, especially when it matters the most here in the playoffs. Now with the chance to take the lead here in the third quarter, I'm thinking about taking off, but I stopped dead in my tracks to deliver a dime in the back of the end zone to my tight end, Josh Wiley. Defense went and got us a stop, exactly what we needed. Play action, dropping back extremely deep, and like I said, it's time for other guys to step up and make plays, and by the end of the day, Josh Wiley's going to be a household name. Now here on 1st and 10, you know it wouldn't be a successful playoff game if the King can't get in on none. Handoff, easy touchdown. We take a 2-score lead here in the third quarter. Now here on a crucial 3rd and 3, dropping back, nobody's open. I'm gonna have to skedaddle, taking off, picking up the first, diving into the end zone for a touchdown. I get up and do my little dance. I know we were down a few playmakers, but if you bet against us to lose this game, you're absolutely crazy. A blowout win in my playoff debut, going toe-to-toe today in the playoffs against Joe. He might have went crazy with the passing yards, but when it comes to what matters the most, efficiency and protecting that ball, I came out on top today. Who would have thought the overrated number 3 pick in the draft would make it to the AFC Championship game as a rookie against one of the more complete teams in the entire league? Buffalo's already struck first, and with an offense of that magnitude, we got to stay stride for stride if we want to compete and actually win this game. Nearly 30 yards out, diving my way in for a touchdown. This week, still missing a few of my key playmakers. They've been smothering my number 1 in Traylon Burks, so I got to get it done any way I possibly can. I got to get active, all the way active. From the 24, taking the snap under center, taking out to my right, I'm sandwiched between Von Miller and another defender, making one miss, and I'm already celebrating this touchdown from the 5-yard line. Let's go. Nasty work. Second half action, we got a tie ball game here to start the third. Play action, roll out to my right, deliver a dime on the run. It's just that simple. Now with the Bills 1, trying to kick the door down with all my guys split wide, empty gun, design quarterback run, perfect play call for this situation, easy walk in. Play action here on 1st and 10, and somehow Von Miller gets free off the edge, but before I take a sack from that guy, I'm going to deliver a strike up the field. Back in the red zone, now with a chance to seal this game up, and at this point, it's straight recess football, running around town in circles, but I made the crucial mistake of throwing this ball into traffic, my first turnover in a very long time. Defense went and got a tremendous stop, and with just over 2 minutes left in this game, giving this ball back to Josh Allen with this much time on the clock would be a gamble I'm not willing to take. I have to slow it down, weigh my options, survey the field, take what the defense gives me, but here on 1st and 10, I'm going to take 30. We run that clock out. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs get no shot at going down and do what we know what they're capable of. We are now AFC champions, and we all know what's up next. Reaching the Super Bowl as a rookie is an accomplishment on its own, but actually walking out of here victorious is the real goal. And hands down, we're head to head, face to face with the best defense in all of the NFL. And oh yeah, my boy D-Hop is back. Touchdown. With a 3-point lead here at the back end of the second quarter, I'm running around for my life, reverting field, actually getting up, successfully securing the first down, sliding down. I gave that play everything I had. 2nd and 10, I'm looking to make the big play, but I'm so focused upfield, I miss Derrick Henry wide open in the flats, and that results in a sack for Nick Bosa. But I can't let mistakes be the reason we lose this game. I have to play damn near flawless in order for us to win this game. And on the very next play, I make the biggest mistake of them all. I literally just played the worst first half of football that I've ever played in my life. Ever. And if I don't drop my nuts here in the second half, I'm going to sink this ship and I'll never hit the end of it. But if I'm going to step my game up, I need my playmakers right there with me, dropping back as deep as I possibly can, delivering the dot to D-Hop. That puts us at the 3, and I'm going to hand this one out to King Henry to finish off this drive. When it's all said and done, our defense will be the unsung heroes of this entire season. To hold that powerful offense to 7 points through 3 quarters is magical if you ask me. For the 3rd week straight, I'm without my number 1 red zone weapon in the Concord, but when it's all said and done, Josh Wiley will be remembered forever throughout this playoff series. He picks up another touchdown. We do the unthinkable. A 16-1 regular season, we walk through the playoffs in dominant fashion. And right now, honestly, wholeheartedly, I got a feeling right now in my chest that I can't describe. Today, I achieve a lifelong goal to become a Super Bowl champion in just my rookie season. I'm going to wreak havoc on this league for years to come. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to be known as one of the best to ever do it at the quarterback position.